Twitter has helped me connect with not only autistic people in India, but also autistic people outside India. And their experiences vary a lot. They have different challenges. You know how people say that they form lasting relationships through social media, like they have made friends. Irony is that on social media, we think that everyone is just trying to portray the picture perfect moments of their life, but you are actually using it to be at peace with the not so picture perfect life that you have. Do you spend a lot of time thinking how many people are following you? Is that important for like your self-worth as an autistic self-advocate?
I think yes, like it'll obviously be great if like more people are engaging with my content and learning about autism from like, the perspective of an actually autistic person, as opposed to reading random stuff about how stem cell therapy can cure autism.
Hello everyone, I'm Shayuni. I'm a late diagnosed autistic woman living in India. I love Twitter. It's my go-to, my most favorite social media platform. But I have a very love-hate relationship with social media in general. Today, I'm going to talk about how, as an autistic person, I interact with social media and what is it that I find challenging and what is it that I enjoy on these platforms. So when it comes to social media, I used to have a Facebook account when Facebook was all the rage, and that was when I was back in college.
Did you have an Orkut account also?
I had an Orkut account. Yes, I had an Orkut account. I had a Facebook account. I was also on Instagram. But with all these platforms, there was something that made me uncomfortable. I think I would interact a lot and then get exhausted by all that digital interaction. And eventually, I shut down all my accounts. My only active account on social media currently is on Twitter, where I share a lot about my autistic experiences. But even with that, I feel that there are days when I absolutely hate being on Twitter. Even the idea of logging on, and even if I don't have to tweet, if I come across someone else's tweet, there's something that makes me really uncomfortable. And I figured that is because I have no control over the algorithm. It will just show me whatever it wants to show me. I can mute some words, I can mute some people, I can block, unfollow. But at the end of the day, I don't really have complete control over what I see. And I think when I have a bad mental health day in general, interacting with social media, in my case with Twitter, becomes extremely challenging. So, do you think that social media helps you as an autistic person? Do you find it helpful, or does it actually add on to existing issues?
I have actually found Instagram especially quite helpful. I'm quite inactive on Twitter. Instagram and also Threads especially. There are so many discussions about autism and ADHD on Threads these days. I absolutely love that. But with Instagram, with time, I have been able to find a sense of community. And also, I'm very active on Instagram, and it's been like a very important part of my mental health journey, I think, because I process whatever is going on in my life, be it getting a diagnosis, be it like finding out something new about how autistic people are and then realizing that that's how I'd been all along. Like a lot of this processing I do through my writing, and I often put it up on social media because at the same time, I'm also communicating like what is happening in my life. So I'm processing through communicating and also reaching out to people who relate to these experiences. And then that helps me form a sense of community, and it makes me feel less lonely, and I have been able to meet like a bunch of other neurodivergent people through social media, and that's been great.
You know, the community part is true for me. I definitely feel that Twitter has helped me connect with not only autistic people in India, but also autistic people outside India. Their experiences vary a lot. They have different challenges. So that has been helpful. What scares me on Twitter is, because I'm generally awkward at communication and friendship, and I see when people, you put up something, and then on other posts you see that people are having a full conversation based on that one post. There is comment, there are, then a comment to the comment, and then um all of that. It just feels that, even in that digital interaction wala group setting, मुझे लगता है मैं वापस स्कूल में आ गई हूँ. You have like a bunch of kids on the playground. You want to somewhere maybe get there, and you want them to accept you. लेकिन वो समझ में नहीं आता कि क्या बोलूँ. एंड पहले मुझे लगा कि दिस इज ओनली व्हेन आई एम face to face interacting with someone, or there's a group setting. But over time I realized that this is my problem with social media as well. On my own, when I have to just express my opinion or share my experiences, I'm okay. But you know how people say that they form lasting relationships through social media, like they have made friends. I have found community. Yeah. But navigating friendship through Twitter has not, it's just not my experience. I actually feel very scared. I'm scared of saying the wrong things at times, so I will just not say much. I'm also very sensitive to criticism, which also means that I'm constantly filtering the information that I want to share. But that comes in conflict when I'm trying to, connect with the autistic community, because there I want to be as transparent as possible. So that's why I say that it's not a relationship. I can't let go of Twitter. I have tried, but I know that my life is, I cannot really live without Twitter. But with Twitter also, it's in that gray area. Kabhi kabhi acha lagta hai, kabhi kabhi I feel like deactivating my account.
Yeah, and I mean, see, I know we praised social media in terms of like the sense of community it has given me, but it's not like it's just a rosy picture. There are times when, actually there was a time, and this wasn't on Instagram, but I was getting death threats on email because I had written an article about how the medical system is slowly moving away from trying to cure autism. So, as an autistic person, being on social media also means that a lot of times I get a lot of DMs which talk about how I don't look autistic. And given that I already live with a sense of imposter syndrome and internalized ableism where I feel I'm making excuses, it can get a lot. And even with putting my opinions out there, like there are days when it gets really bad and then I want to take a break from social media. And what I just do is I uninstall, I remove Instagram's icon from my bucket of social media things so that it exists on my phone, but it's not accessible in the usual way that I access.
Yeah, I blocked it. Like, I know that I cannot completely get off Twitter, because the kind of work I do, I also need some sort of a network that I have online. But I take my boundaries very seriously.
Yeah.
So if you make me uncomfortable, even with like a single statement, not even directed at me, I will not take that extra stress. I unfollow that person, or maybe mute off that person. And then when things get too overwhelming, especially when I am very on my low spoon days, I I ensure that, this that Instagram, Twitter is blocked on my phone, so that I don't spend too much time, because then I'm doom scrolling, and then I'm just, one thing just leads to the other. So I have now accepted it as a, it's like kadvi dawai. The dawai bhi you need, but the fact that it's kadwa also you have to realize. And I don't want to give the control over to social media.
Yeah.
I still want to retain control.
And I think you're very right with having a very strong sense of boundaries when it comes to social media. But also another thing that you had brought up, like the judgment that exists in social media, because everybody's behind a screen, so they feel that it's easier to pass judgment. And especially with Instagram, which is where I'm most active, like there's so much focus on appearance and how you're presenting yourself. And for the longest time, I wanted to make reels, but I was just so I would
Conscious.
I would constantly find like issues in whatever footage I shoot. But it is also Instagram reels. Like once I started making a lot of reels, once I was able to overcome that, which took me about, I don't know, 3 years, I feel like more comfortable in my skin now. And like shooting those videos is what has enabled that. Because if you look at the pictures I uploaded, like say 3 years ago, like there's so much that is edited. And the pictures that I would just put now, like even stories I would edit, like but now it's just it's how I am. And
So it's helped you in
it's also
self-acceptance
it's
and
exposure therapy has happened.
yeah, but the irony is that on social media we think that everyone is just trying to portray the picture perfect moments of their life, but you are actually using it to be at peace with the not so picture perfect life that you have.
Yeah.
That is definitely interesting.
What is your least favorite social media application website?
Instagram. I had an account, but I think what happens with me is that visually, if I'm overloaded with a lot of information visually, I get very I get anxious. So Twitter is easy because it's all written text, which I can process sometimes at my own time. Like there are tweets that I will see, I know they're interesting, I want to read, and I'll just bookmark. I won't even read it right then. But with pictures, I feel that I lack that ability. It hits me, एकदम full throttle. और फिर समझ में नहीं आता कि क्या हुआ. पहले जब इंस्टाग्राम था एंड आई डिडंट नो दैट आई वाज ऑटिस्टिक, मुझे लगता था कि मैं किसी का कुछ देख के एक स्विच जैसा ऑन हो जाता है ब्रेन के अंदर. बट नाउ आई नो कि इट्स दैट ओवरलोड दैट इज हिटिंग. सो दैट्स व्हाई इंस्टाग्राम इज माय लीस्ट फेवरेट.
That makes a lot of sense. I think for me it would be LinkedIn.
Linked
Amount of toxic positivity fits you at once. It's never made me feel. Instagram has never made me feel like that bad of a person, or like I don't have ambitions, etc. Like LinkedIn has. My God.
Yeah. So, given that you're so active on Instagram, do you spend a lot of time thinking how many people are following you? Is that important for like your self-worth? And as an autistic self-advocate, do you think that it is important for you that more people engage with your whatever you're posting and they're interacting with you? How do you perceive that?
I mean, see, as an autistic self-advocate, I think, yes, like it'll obviously be great if like more people are engaging with my content and learning about autism from like, the perspective of an actually autistic person, as opposed to reading random stuff about how stem cell therapy can cure autism. But does it affect my self-worth? Yes, unfortunately it does. Like, um, I am somebody who uses external validation as like a fuel to function a lot of times. So you can imagine, like, on bad days, if I have put up a post and I haven't gotten a lot of likes, then I'm like, oh, I am not doing a good enough job. And just like, I do take it very personally. But obviously, I know in my head that, I mean, all of this is governed by algorithms. Having been on Instagram for so long, I also realize that there are times when I will make quality content and that will get much less views and likes than something that everybody has done and is just like a trending thing to do. Yeah. So all of these things help, and I know now that my worth is not determined by that, but it's very difficult to explain that to yourself when you're having a day when you're super depressed and when you already struggle with self-esteem.
I think constant reminders, like for everything else, constantly remind yourself that this is important, but can't, be the be all end all.
I think that's been my way of coping, honestly, to just like listen. There's like logic to this. These are the things you've learned, and it's in no way related to like, how you are as a person.
Yeah, that's true.